What is good, YouTube? What is good? Welcome into another show. Your host, Tavares Wilson, as you all know. I always get the last word. Last Word Productions has arrived for yet again another night. Happy New Year to those, again, who have not been tuned into the show of late. But, oh, give me 1 second.
What's the word, brother?
What's going on, bro? But, hey, before we get started, man, those who tuning in already, y'all be sure to hit that like, subscribe button, man. Be sure to hit that bell notification whenever we do go live. Be notified of it. And just go ahead and follow on all platforms, man. LastWord Productions across the handle across every platform, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, we everywhere. But without further ado, man, got one of my compadres with me here today again, as always. Got Breeze. What's up, bro? How you feeling?
What's good, brother? I'm chilling, man. How everybody doing? What's up with you, bro?
Good, I'm good. Chilling. Look, can't complain. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. We're gonna talk a little NBA because I know it's gonna be a little bit predominantly of a football podcast now before the season ultimately closes out. But let's go ahead and talk a little about the NBA and what's going on right now and the potential shakeup that could occur because there are a lot of big name players that pretty much so are letting it be known they are available and their teams are letting it be known there's a possibility they can be moved. So first player I'm gonna start with is a controversial player, and I want to get into John Moran. I mean, I know people probably have seen the clips of him arguing with a teammate. Like some people like put the words from the audio together, made it out to be like a situation where Ja was telling them, y'all really don't like me for real, y'all don't rock with me, whatever. And the teammate was telling them, oh, we go to the back, handle it if that's how you feel. But
Yeah, well, I guess T having technical difficulties. T, you back? Anyway, basically with the whole John Morant situation, man, you back?
yeah, my bad, I got a phone call. But so with all that being said, though, man, it's a lot of to say the least. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension right now in the Grizzlies in Memphis, and it looks like Jaws is the center of it, and he has been for unfortunately, the last 2-3 years now. So, is there, Breeze? Let me ask you: is there a real possibility that John Moran is moved before the trade deadline?
Definitely. I definitely think he's gone. I think it's time for a split. Um, I'm looking at like I was watching the Grizzlies game earlier, even though they lost. I'm seeing that the team is I wouldn't say flourishing, but they're playing more fluent basketball without him. Um, I'm not saying Ja is like a bad player or Ja won't fit into a system anywhere, but I think right now what the Grizzlies have, they're playing a lot more fluent basketball without him. Cam Spencer running the show has been a better playmaker, a better decision maker. Even though Ja's gifted, Ja's great. Ja does have the turnover gene, and that reckless play style he has does accumulate a lot of offensive fouls and travels. But Cam Spencer, he's I'm not saying he's a franchise point guard or anything, but his approach to the game is very cerebral. He plays very clean, very get the ball out. If I have an open shot, I'll take the open shot. But he's always looking for an open guy. Jaren Jackson, honestly, I don't see why they gave him a super max contract, but he's up in his scoring averages. He's playing, great offensive basketball. I think he needs to get on the boards more. His defense is always on point. Santi Aldama, Contavious Caldwell Pope. I don't see them being a contender or anything, but I see them playing much more structured basketball without John Morant. And he's gonna be due for. Didn't he sign a big extension with them?
Yeah, he did. Him and Zion signed at the same time for the same deal, pretty much.
And when was that? About 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
So yeah, I think maybe it would have been a 4 year deal, right?
I think it was four. It was 4 or 5, but I'm leaning. It was four. I think four.
So with everything going on with the man, he seems disgruntled there. They already got him locked up for a big contract, so the team that takes him, they'll have him for the foreseeable future. So get off of him while you can. Try to bring in more pieces to build around what you have there in Memphis and try to go from there. But it was a good run, but I think it's time for them to part ways, man. So I definitely think John Moran is shipped out of there, man, before the trade deadline.
Yeah, for sure. And it's ironic that you bring up the fact that they play better basketball, or they at least play more clean, fluid basketball without them. Because I said this a couple years back when the I remember when the Grizzlies set the NBA record for the largest lead, like in terms of the deficit that the team they beat the team in, when they had set that record against the Thunder at one point. And I told people, I said it would not be crazy at all if the Grizzlies decided to move off a job, because that season, Ja Morant missed a lot of time with ankle injuries, like legs, some kind of like extremity injury in his legs and things of that nature. And I believe their record without him was like 7-2, 8-2, or something like that. And I was telling people, I'm like, bro, like they are more, they move the ball more, they create more open looks. You ain't got someone clogging the lane or being like a rim runner to the point where it's preventing the space on the floor from actually staying concrete or like open. Like it's just not driving dish. It's like actual like shots that are more in motion or in rhythm, I should say. Yeah, man, I gotta put my phone on do not disturb because these scam calls killing me. But at the end of the day, I believe John Moran has overstayed his welcome in the Memphis. I just truly believe that. And I see someone said John Morant to Miami. I'm be real, bro. Listen, it's not crazy to say, but I think I truly believe in order for Ja to go to Miami, someone like Miami, where it's been, I understand the Miami Dolphins are a laughing stock, and they've showed that, you feel me, people come to Miami for the nightlife, the beaches, the women, whatever. Miami Heat, on the other hand, is a non-BS tolerable culture. Pat Riley and excuse me, Pat Riley is not going for it, bro. Eric Spoelstra is not going for it, bro. Like all of this tough guy act and you know you doing things online, being solicited with your behavior, like it's not flying in Miami, bro. And I'm not sure if they're willing to even make a move for a player of that cap hit and that magnitude if they're going to be a question mark in terms of what they are off the court that could potentially bring suspensions. So I don't see Miami making that move, man. And truth be told, it wouldn't really make that much of sense if I'm being honest, because I mean you already have a situation where you got Norman Powell and Tyler Hero. You trying to figure out who you should get what to in terms of the touches and who you gonna go forward with in terms of who's gonna be a predominant ball handler and primary scorer. But you add John Morant to that, you just got a whole nother cluster. So I mean, I don't know. I think Giannis would be a better move if they want to go out for someone big name, if I'm being honest with you. So D mentioned that too. Giannis might be going to Miami. I mean, we'll see.
Bro, honestly, bro, Giannis to Miami, bro, like realistically, what package can Miami offer for Giannis?
I mean, the best they could do, they could ship off Tyler Hero.
Milwaukee don't want that.
Well, why they want Tyler Hero? They ain't
I
got
mean,
no perimeter scoring.
bro,
None.
Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan
Man,
Rollins.
no, bro. Kevin Porter Jr. is okay. Tyler Hero is an all-star, bro. Like he's a much better player. And I get it, Kevin Porter Jr. can play. I ain't saying he trash. But
I'm
no,
just saying,
bro.
like, just pairing them together, though, it seems, because if you're gonna ship out Giannis to bring in Tyler Hero, and you got Kevin Porter Jr., Miles Turner, Ryan Rollins, Bobby Portis, AJ Green.
Mm.
I think the problem will be, bro, they won't have an interior threat like a Giannis. Like if they number one, Khalil Ware is gonna have to go because they need an interior threat. Miles Turner is just a spot up big. So them giving up all that stuff just to bring back a guard that's Tyler Hero, a shot chucker, basically, because Tyler Hero's a shot chucker. He's gonna get those shots up. And they got Kevin Porter, who's a shot chucker. Ryan Rollins is a nice wing piece, but he's not nothing special. I don't think they have anything outside of Khalil Ware and maybe, a bunch of picks. But then again, Giannis and Bam, I don't know, bro. I don't see the fit there.
I mean, the thing is, bro, you get Giannis, you push him to a point forward kind of position like he once was being for Milwaukee. And I'm not gonna sit and say it was like the greatest thing they ever done for him, but it worked. It helped get them to a championship. And he wasn't necessarily a guy that was playing off the ball to a high degree, but when you get him in Miami, I mean, not I said that backwards. He's a guy who could play to a high degree without the ball. Excuse me. That's what I meant to say. Because he's good at cutting to the rim. He plays well without the basketball. He's a good screen setter. He's a good roller. You pair that with someone like Norman Powell, who isn't the greatest playmaker by all accounts, but you pair that with somebody like Norman Powell on the perimeter, and all he has to do is literally just give him the ball back in a pick and roll situation. I think Norman Powell could at least do that. So you can make that work from that perspective. But the thing is, they will still have to find the shooting because they will have no shooting on the floor if they have Bam. I mean, Bam has semi worked on his jumper, but it's not nothing you jumping at. And Giannis, of course, we all know he's not a shooter. So outside of maybe Norman Powell on a good night and Triple J on a good night, I mean, you really ain't got much of anything in terms of the perimeter scoring. But with all that being said, man, I mean, it's just hard to pass up a top three, top two player in the league, bro. Like it's hard. Like you can't sit there and try to not make the move because you don't think it'll be a good fit. You have to make it work. If you can get a guy that's of that caliber, you have to make it work. You have to find ways to make guys around him complement his game. That's just how it works in this league. You want the top tier players, you got to make them work in your system. Period. That's just what it is.
I agree with you, bro. But like we said, man, we're gonna see. I just don't like the John Morant to Miami. I just don't see it, bro. I know
Yeah,
people
I don't see that happening either. I
like
don't see
people. I think people are still living on, when he first came into the league, the flash, the possess before the whole gun incident. If he was that same player still, then yeah. But the injuries piled up. The shenanigans aren't really worth. You know, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I think he needs a team where like he needs a small market team, bro. Like somewhere where he can just focus and lock in on strictly basketball. Like I think like the shining lights, the bright lights, and everything is just like it's not for him, bro. Like notice when he was in college, he was at I think it was Murray State, right?
Yeah, Murray State.
Think about now. I'm not saying Ja was the same person in college, but can you imagine Ja Morant at Duke or Kentucky or something like that? Like a national powerhouse, bro. Like if he's handling the spotlight like this in Memphis, imagine in Miami or Los Angeles or New York or something like that. I
Hmm.
think bro, he's more exposed to the nonsense, bro. So I don't know. I think he needs like a small market, man.
I do agree with that, and that's why I thought him going to Milwaukee would have made perfect sense because it's like you'll have a guy there who is proven a proven champion. He'll come in and he'll instantly be the best perimeter player on the team. So it's like touches is going to come his way naturally. He's going to be the primary ball handler. But that's operating off of the fact that Giannis doesn't be moved, and I think Giannis is done. So
Think so?
yeah, I think he's done. I don't think he even wants to play for Milwaukee anymore. I mean, from seeing him boo back at fans to seeing him getting emotional because the fans are clearly giving up on his team, you can tell he just is zapping the love of the game out of him in terms of the place that has helped him grow to the player he is today is literally draining him right now. And he's a guy who he's an emotional guy. Like, he's a guy who tells you exactly what it is and he gonna show you exactly what he feels. So he just seems out of it, bro. He seems mentally checked out, bro. I don't think he wants to be in Milwaukee anymore. I think it's cooked.
I could agree with you on that one, bro. I could agree with you.
But with that being said, man, let's get into we somewhat talked about Giannis already, so let's get into another name, a big name player who more than likely will be moved on from, and they've been talking about this for quite some time now. But Anthony Davis, by all reports, is going to be moved by the Mavs at some point.
Wait,
So
can they do that though?
I mean, they can, but I think they'll have to pay some compensation if he's moved though.
Because he's injured at the moment. Remember, the whole Mark Williams trade got rescinded because he couldn't pass a physical.
Yeah, but that's if David Stern step in and he vetoes it
Bro, David
basically.
Stern is dead, bro.
Not David Stern, I'm tripping. Uh,
Adam Silver, man.
Adam Silver. Bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Adam Silver is such a joke to me. I'll be forgetting about, bro. But
But no,
but
I think they just gotta stick with him, bro. Like just because honestly, I think if you trade him, you're gonna get little value back because wherever you trade him to, you're trading him to a place that doesn't necessarily need him. You're just trading him somewhere that will add like the missing layer to what a team needs. So hypothetically, if you trade him to, let's say, Detroit or something like that, right? You're not going to get a huge compensatory package. You're not going to get Jalen Duran, and you're not going to get like these crazy picks and stuff back. You're not going to get a whole lot back because one, the injury history, two, the what ifs is so much that goes into Anthony Davis, but the reward is such a massive reward because when healthy, Anthony Davis is and still is a top 5 player in the NBA without a doubt. Healthy, I'd take him over a lot of Anthony Davis. Healthy is arguably a top 5 player in the NBA. So if you get him and you put him in a role where he doesn't necessarily have to carry the offensive load, he can just freelance play defense, maybe put up 15 to 17 points a game. You're gonna max out on what you get from him. But if you're trading for him to be a franchise piece, it's not gonna happen because of his health. So I think Dallas just needs to stick with him, bro. They just need to. Because what at the moment can you get back? If Anthony Davis was healthy, then yeah, trade him because you'll get a boatload back. But in all honesty, right now at the moment, what do you think they can get back for him?
I mean, if I'm being honest, even if he is healthy, I don't think they're going to get back a crazy compensation for him because of the injury history. And the reason I say that isn't because of the talent. I mean, I agree with you. At his best, he's a top 5 player in the league, and at the very worst, he's top 8. But at the end of the day, we all see what it is. I mean, the injuries are a real thing with him. So teams are going to play to that advantage because they see in live time that is not panning out to what the Mavericks thought it would be. And on top of that, they know Anthony Davis did not want to play for Dallas. He just didn't. So it's like they know their hand is somewhat kind of forced to move off of him because not only is the injury history there and it's starting to pile up in Dallas, but because of the fact he already did not want to be there. So he's not pushing himself to get back in the lineup any quicker. So that's something else that's also working against them, in my opinion. But the biggest reason why they're not going to get back the just the value that they got back for him or they moved for him, whatever the case may be, it's simply because I just believe that teams they're not going to go all in for AD, man. They're not, and the reason they're not is like we just alluded to, the injuries, and simply put, it's the few teams that have shown interest in them, like Detroit, like I think at one point the Celtics showed interest. At one point the Pacers, like it's those teams aren't moving big names for him. They're just not. I mean, he's already on the other side of 30. He's a guy that's not getting any younger, and he's a guy whose game is dependent on him playing on the block. So he's gonna be, you feel me, down low, having to get physical. That's just what it is. So, are you willing to move a lot of pieces for that? I don't think a lot of teams are, bro. And regardless,
Nah,
that's why I said, regardless, healthy or not healthy, I don't think they're going to get back what they think he's worth, or what he probably is really worth. But the injuries are a real thing.
yeah, that's. I mean, think about it. That's why I say you remember when we was talking about the trade. That's why I think Dallas did a good job with the trade because have you been watching their games?
Yeah, I watched some of them. I knew
Like
Cooper got hurt though.
you can see like the shift in energy. They're playing hard, bro. They're losing games, but they're in very competitive games with good teams, bro. Like they're not getting smacked or blown out the water. It looks like the culture there is like completely turned around. Like there's a new life in the building. You get me? And that's sometimes you need a culture reset. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, Luke is arguably top 10 most skilled players ever of all time. He's gonna go down as that, bro. But sometimes you need that cultural reset. And if you can see it in LA, the culture isn't holding up to what people think it can be. I'm not saying it's necessarily Luka, but he's not helping the cause because he's right now he's in a situation where look at the cultures that were there. You had Showtime with LA and Magic and Kareem. That was a fast paced, gutted out defensive team that was flashy. Now he has the flash, but Luka's not a gutted out player. Then in comes Kobe. Kobe is what? Hard work, no days off, no slack, play through injury. Luka isn't all that, bro. So now he comes in and he's in a system, he's on a team, on a historic franchise that's known for the glitz and glamours, flash, playing hard. He's in he's like a saltwater fish in a freshwater pond right now, basically. What the Lakers culture think it can be, like when they had players like Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee there and everything, how they were gritty and grimy and scrappy with LeBron and everything. Right now, with Luka as your best player, that's not going to be your culture because he's more finesse than he is physicality. Like Luka is a damn good player, but sometimes, bro, what you think they can be with what's his guy name? JJ Redick, like he's harping on, oh, we got to play harder, we got to play defense, we got to play this. That's not Luka's game or forte, bro. And you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't. I think Luka is who he is at this point. He's never gonna be a guy who's gonna sit in the chair and clamp up if that's what you want from him. And moving forward in Dallas, if Dallas wanted to reset, they had to either choose: we're gonna stick with this and pay the 350 to $400 million contract, and then keep dealing with this, or we do a culture reset. And Cooper Flag has them playing tough, inspired basketball, bro. The city is really warping around them. So I don't know, man. Sometimes you need a cultural reset.
I mean, for sure, I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with the sentiment that you need a culture reset sometimes. We'll see how it work out in favor of Dallas and the Lakers going forward. But another thing, let's get into the other sport, excuse me. And that is football, man. As we all know, divisional weekend. We got some big games coming up tomorrow. But before we get into those games, we're going to recap the games that did happen. So, first thing I wanted to talk about is the Bills and the Jacksonville game, man. And I know everyone has seen at this point the viral post game interview with the woman encouraging Liam Cohen, telling him how it was a great season. You know, pick your head up. You have nothing to be ashamed about. This city supports you, et cetera, et cetera. So before I go, Bree, so what were your thoughts on that interaction, and what did you believe about it?
Well, first let me ask this: is that woman, is she like a reporter for Jacksonville
Yeah,
or
the reporter.
okay? So I didn't. Now, mind you, guys, I'm a Colts fan, AFC South. I'm an avid Jacksonville. I despise Jacksonville Jaguars just off the rivalry, but they were supposed to be in a rebuild this year. New coach, everything going on. They were supposed to be in a complete rebuild. The reason I say the season wasn't a failure is because of that. It was supposed to be a rebuild. It wasn't supposed to be much success. You're supposed to be integrating new pieces. You're bringing in somebody like Travis Hunter, who's supposed to be playing two way football. So you're supposed to try to, figure out how to incorporate him into a scheme. It wasn't supposed to be a successful team from the jump. Maybe 8-9 wins or something like that. It was supposed to be an average team. But they overachieved and they played damn good football. They had a damn good year. I'm not gonna lie. Now, when it gets to a point that you're winning your division and you're playing miraculous football, yes, Super Bowl talk does come up. There is, a standard where they're like, okay, if we're doing good like this, moving forward, we should be in contention for the Super Bowl. I never thought the Jags were a Super Bowl contender because I think Trevor Lawrence has a lot of kinks that he has to work out in his game. I think he really has to get the turnover bug out of his system. I really think he needs to be a better processor when it comes to throwing the football. He's shown immense potential. He's shown flashes of being that person that they drafted as a number 1 overall pick to turn the franchise around, but it's nothing consistent. It comes and goes. The turnovers will be a huge portion of the season. He plays a couple games, no turnover, then he's right back to the turnover bug. I agree with her that the city is supporting Liam Cohen. It was a good season. The season wasn't a failure just because it was supposed to be a rebuild. Now, with what they have now, if they go in next season and they pull the same shit again, then it's a failure. But just because coming into the season, no one expected them to be pretty much, winning their division or being a playoff team, being a high-seeded playoff team to host a home game. No one expected that. So I don't think the season was a failure. At last year they had 4 wins?
Yeah.
And then they turned it around. So in theory, it was baby steps. Did some people just see that they went from planet Earth to Mars? Yeah, they went from Earth to Mars, and then people just shot for the moon from there. It doesn't work like that. So it was gradual steps. They had a good season. The future's bright in Jacksonville. It's good direction, but if we're being honest, from what the people started to look at, like, oh, we're a Super Bowl team. We got this. We bought in Jacoby Myers. The defense, we think we're elite. We're all time this, and Trevor Lawrence is playing now. He's an MVP. When you started talking that shit, then it became Super Bowl contention. And if you started talking that shit, you got to stand on it. And from that aspect, they failed. But in my eyes, bro, it wasn't a failure because even when Trevor Lawrence was playing that good football, couple weeks, 1 turnover. I think it was like 5 games with only 1 turnover, a bunch of touchdowns, great QBR and everything. I never thought they were a contender. So, no, I don't think it was a failure. I don't.
Okay. For me, it was a failed season, and here's why. It's not that I believe the Jags were contenders. I never thought they were contenders. I was in the same ballpark as you. I thought Trevor Lawrence had a good year. I thought he had a better year than me and you and Mike had this argument.
Arguably his best.
Yeah, I thought he had a good year. Was he inconsistent? Yes. But the things is, he looked so much better than what he has looked in previous years. And that's why I chalked it up to him having a good season, because of the simple fact that whenever you're on a team that's 13-plus wins and you're a quarterback that puts up 15 touchdowns through 3 games, I think it was 4, 5 games or something like that, it's a good season, bro. I mean, that to me, that's just a good season. But the reason I never thought they was contenders is because, gang, at the end of the day, Jacksonville is a team that is built in a way that it's dependent on the quarterback play being maintained and also the running game being maintained at a sustained high level. Travis Etienne can play, no doubt about it. I think he's one of the better running backs in the league. I think he's one of the more underappreciated players in the league. But Liam Cohen, for whatever reason, and this is part of why I say it's a failed season, Liam Cohen, for whatever reason, refuses to stick to the running attack. He just refuses. Like a lot of times in that Bills game, they was gouging the Bills for 6, 8, 12-yard runs, and he just did not stick with it for whatever reason. And when you look at it from the perspective of what you're doing is working and you fail to stick to it, and you put the ball in the hands of your quarterback, who, again, had a good year, but he has a tendency to put the ball in harm's way, you set yourself up for failure. And then when you, listen, bro, when you win your division, when you go out and host a playoff game and you go 1 and done, to me, I'm sorry, bro, we can't look at it as a successful season. You want to look at it as a break even, cool. But if you're gonna say it was a successful season, I can't rock with that. And it's because it's not like how the Commanders were last season for me. The Commanders reached the NFC Championship because they overachieved, because they beat Detroit. Detroit and Jared Goff and the boys had a bad game, whatever. The difference is no one went into the playoffs expecting, or even let me not say expecting, saying the Commanders were legitimate Super Bowl contenders. There were people saying the Jaguars legitimately can go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. There were people saying that. After they blew out the Broncos in Denver, people were gushing over the Jags, saying that Trevor Lawrence has finally found his footing. You know, the defense is real. Like, they lead the league in turnovers. Josh Hines Allen playing well. Trayvon Walker playing well. Devin Lloyd revitalizing his career. You know, they went out and got Jacoby Myers. Remember, they traded for Jacoby Myers because they felt like they were another receiver away from helping Lawrence go to another level. Mm-hmm. So it's like when you look at these things they do and the things people were illustrating and painting out for this team to be, gang, how are we going to say a team that was one and done in a game at home, in a game that they were favored in, is not a failed season? I mean, it's to me, it just, listen, if you want to look at it from the perspective, you said it like it was supposed to be a rebuild, they overachieved that, that's cool. If it would have just been that, cool. But the problem is, gang, it wasn't. Yeah, there were people legitimately saying this team was ready to go compete for a Super Bowl this season. They couldn't even win a playoff game.
Like, Rumble started coming in.
Like, I'm sorry, bro. No, we can't sit here and give moral victories. If the expectation that people set was at least be in contention, you got to at least win a playoff game. You have to. You have to at least win a playoff game, and they didn't. And a large portion of that is because of Liam Cohen's shortcomings, because of Trevor Lawrence's shortcomings, and because the team simply just wasn't good enough. It was not the team people thought it was. And regardless of however people want to feel about that, it's the truth. The team was not the team that people thought they was getting this past Saturday. I mean, not Saturday, Sunday.
And if you want to be honest, the loss was so much more highlighted because the Buffalo Bills are not a good passing team. And the Buffalo Bills beat them by passing the ball. Like, James Cook was contained. Like, he was contained. Like, what did he have? Like, maybe like
they're number one rushing defense in the league. Yeah.
And what did James Cook have? Like, maybe like 40-some, 50-some yards, right?
Yeah. Like I said, they rushing defense is the best in the league. So there was no real shocker there. But like how you just said, like, and you can't get beat by Khalil Shakir and Brandon Cooks at the age of 500, bro.
And the Bills were coming in, bro. If you don't notice, the Bills closed the season out streaky. Really streaky. That loss to Philly. Josh Allen wasn't having passing touchdowns like that in consecutive games. He was more like, rushing the ball in. And he came in, bro. And mind you, he got his bell rung. He jammed his finger on somebody's helmet. He took a couple hits to the knee. And he still clutched up and did his thing, bro. Like, that's the crazy part. And he did it passing the football. Like, he was just like slaughtering their defense, bro. It was crazy, man. Which, I'm not gonna lie, Josh Allen is Josh Allen. I expect him to do Josh Allen things, but top to bottom, the Jags have the better constructed team.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you would have swapped the two quarterbacks, it wouldn't even have been a game.
It wouldn't have been a game, yeah.
Bro, I think Josh Allen would have threw for 500 with the Jaguars, bro. Like, it's crazy, but hey, man, do the Jaguars have a bright future moving forward? Absolutely. You get Travis Hunter back. You have another year under your belt. You get more time with Jacoby Myers to get familiar. What's the receiver? I think his name Parker Washington.
Yeah, Parker Washington. Yeah, he could fucking play.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's a stud. BTJ, I think now you're at a problem now where you have too many potential number one receivers now. Because Parker Washington is looking like a one now. I don't know if BTJ just had a sophomore slump. Jacoby Myers is solid. But he's a bust. Like, Jacoby Myers pretty damn good.
Yeah, he can play. He's a damn good receiver. I thought he was underappreciated too. So he,
So it's like now you have potentially 3 1s. Which that's why I said the Jacoby Myers trade made no sense because if you have Parker Washington and Brian Thomas Jr., you have your young core. But now you bring a vet in, can that potentially stunt the growth of your two young wide receivers? Because BTJ and Parker Washington are very, very young. But it can also benefit them because Jacoby is a professional. He's a vet. So I think they need like they need a quarterback in there, not a quarterback to compete with Trevor, but a quarterback who sees the game, who can analyze. Like that's why I like the Colts bringing in Phillip Rivers to actually mentor and talk to Riley Leonard and Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones and stuff like that. Someone who sees the game, like even if it's just like you bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick or somebody like as a consultant to actually help Trevor see the game, that would be tremendous for his growth because sometimes he looks like a deer in the headlights out there. Like the talent is there, it's just the processing is just not clicking, honestly.
yeah,
So
man.
if I would know, I will go after Jacoby Brissett in free agency, honestly. Someone who's played in a bunch of systems, who knows the game, who can step in and fill in at any time just in case Trevor gets hurt because he does have a reckless play style as well. He likes to run and take unnecessary hits. I think that's the missing piece you need, a vet, because we have to stop thinking that every quarterback that gets drafted number one is instantly like this supernova who's ready to change a franchise around. Like I see Trevor as like this immensely talented kid, but maybe psychologically, maybe it's not all there yet. I'm not calling him slow or anything, you get me, but just college and NFL is like completely different. Just like going about it, being strategic and everything is like two completely different stratospheres. So I think he needs a mentor or something, man, because right now he's probably if the Jags defense pull this off again next year, like play the way they play, and he fucks it off again, is they're gonna have a conversation like, do we stick with this guy?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But let's get into another game, man. And I want to speak on the Chargers and the Patriots game. So before I get into what I want to say, man, what were your thoughts on the game in terms of any both teams or anything in particular that stood out for you?
Um, the only thing that stood out to me, bro, like I'm not gonna lie, I came into the game. I know I picked the Chargers to win, but I think New England's staff did a great job of locking in on the team's weakness, which was number one, the offensive line, and two, the psyche of Justin Herbert. Because right now, at the moment, um, playing in the regular season, you don't really sit there and extensively game plan like you would for a playoff game. You get me? Because it's always the next week,
Yeah,
the next week, the next week. But
yeah,
with playoffs, it's one game, win or go home. We're not gonna put in 3 hours of film. We're gonna put in like 12 hours, 24 hours. We're gonna lock in and figure out something to get the advantage on you. And if you look at the Patriots defense that game, brother, all they did was man coverage and blitz the shit out of them. Really, a couple stunts, couple chips, couple misdirections, but they blitzed the shit out of them, and they exposed. Not, well, I wouldn't say exposed because they've been pretty terrible all year, but they just pretty much picked on the weak point of their offense. Because really, if you can't block, you can't run, and the run game was pretty much non-existent outside of Justin Herbert with like what 90 yards.
yeah,
Amari and Hampton got hurt. Vidal was pretty much a no-show. So like once I saw that they just like can pretty much just locked in on what the Chargers' weakness was. And I saw that they fired the O-line coach. They fired Greg Roman. Now it's just crazy, bro. The better team won that game, but the Chargers winning that shit limping, bro. Like it was I knew it was gonna be bad. Oh, bro, that was horrendous. And did you see the report where like it was somebody from the Patriots defense, the offensive players, a couple offensive players told them that they had no idea what the Patriots were running.
mm,
Like what the fuck? Like, bro, how like what was the Chargers coaching staff doing, bro?
yeah. Definitely. It definitely wasn't a good look on Harbaugh and his staff. And John Harbaugh is a coach. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, excuse me, is a coach that I've been high on. So it's like it's disappointing to see that his staff was underprepared and just did not seem to put in the extensive work that they needed in order to come in that game to their fullest. But the thing I want to speak on, man, and I said this in the chat, bro, like, it's year 7, bro. It's year 7. This is his third playoff game of his career. I get it, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and tell anyone that the Chargers' offensive line is a God's heavily sin. It's not. It's horrible. It's it is the worst line in the league. There's no denying that. I'm not gonna sit and tell you Justin Herbert has the greatest weapons on earth. They're at best viable options. They're okay. Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey, Quinshon Johnson, they're okay. I ain't gonna say they crazy. They're okay. You feel me? But I will say this, bro. The excuses are done for me. I said this when we went into this season. I said this when we went into the season because all people told me was if you give Justin Herbert decent weapons and a good defense, he'll make it work. It'll happen. Bro, in his first 3 playoff games of his career, the defense has forced 10 turnovers in those games. That's the most in NFL history in a 3-game stretch by any team. So when you look at it from the perspective of the extra possessions that he is failing to capitalize on, and when you turn the games on and you watch the film, you break down the film, he's missing the plays, he's missing throws, he's underthrowing guys, and he's not even making the reads. So it's like we can sit here, we can say the offensive line is bad, which it is. We can sit and say the coaching staff was underprepared or they did not do a good job preparing the guys through the week, which they didn't. We can also sit here and say Justin Herbert, yet again, for the second straight season, has played his worst game of the season in the playoffs. All of those things could be true. Because at the end of the day, it's inexcusable to go out there and simply just not make the throws, the plays, the reads that you have made all season, not even once this game. It just does not make sense, bro. Like, it's at some point, bro, we got to say it's just not good enough. Because when you look on the other side of the ball, and I said this in the chat, Drake May was dealing with the same BS all night that Herbert was dealing with. Constant pressure, a swarming defense, and a secondary that is damn good. So it's like Drake May started that game as bad as he could have started it. He had an interception early in the game, came in, had a fumble in the beginning of the second half when they was driving. I believe he had his lowest completion percentage of the year in that half. Like he was bad. But when they needed him at his very best, he stepped up and he made the plays to help seal the game. He made tight window throws. He extended plays with his legs. He threw guys open. So it's like you see on the other side of the field, you see a guy dealing with the same offensive line problem. Because Will Campbell had a terrible game. It was horrible. And then you look at that guy on the other side of the field, you see him struggle with the same issues that you're similarly dealing with. And then you turn around and you can't make any play that you see him making. This is a second-year quarterback. And I'm not saying that to give anyone any excuses, though. I'm not saying to say that O-line needs a pass. I ain't saying Harbaugh needs a pass. Because like I said in chat, like I felt like the Chargers line gave opportunities for plays to be made down the field, and Justin Herbert did not see them. And he did not make them. Just like how I feel like the offensive line has been horrible. But at the end of the day, bro, I can't sit here and say that Justin Herbert did not go out there and fail this team yet again. Because I genuinely feel he failed the Chargers that night. It was plays to be made that just were not made because he couldn't make the play. Like that's just what it came down to for me.
I could agree with that, bro. Like the whole show, the whole game, bro, was really a reflection of the season. Honestly, if you ever needed a game to show what the Charger season was, that was that. Starting with Joe Alt and Slater blowing out legs in the preseason, fucking Najee Harris,
Yeah.
Achilles, Omarion Hampton in and out. Keenan Allen being banged up, Herbert fucking broken hand, knee injury, foot injury. Like, bro, the whole season was just wild, bro. Like, it was a crazy season.
Yeah, it was.
But to
It,
scratch and win, what they won, 10, 11 games?
they won. I think 10. I think they went 10-7.
Yeah, 10, 11 games. Hey, shout out to the Chargers, man. Hopefully, the only thing you learn from that is that I don't think you can learn shit from the season because Herbert is talented enough to get you 10 wins, but hopefully y'all learn from Indianapolis, bro. Hopefully. Because we failed our quarterback and he retired because he was tired of getting banged up. And to look and see, like I was reading an article the other day. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and of course Russell Wilson, they're the most sacked active quarterbacks, which is insane because like if you look at Burrow's injury history, Burrow has missed a lot of time because of injuries with the turf toe. Remember, he missed like I think didn't he miss a season with a torn ACL?
Yeah, his second year.
So, bro, to miss that time and
But not second year, first year.
to miss that time and then to be amongst to be I think it's Russell, then Burrow, then Herbert. So to be number 2 in active quarterback sacked after you missed a whole year and you missed extensive time, bro, like it's crazy, man. We got to start protecting these quarterbacks, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
It's ridiculous.
It is. I agree.
Shout out to the pass rushers, though. I ain't gonna lie. Milton Williams was fucking Justin Herbert up, bro.
Milton Williams is messing up a lot of quarterbacks. That's why he was the highest paid defensive player in the offseason.
Literally revolving doors, but that man was a beast out there.
Yeah, that's why bro had the big bucks, man. He that for real. But man, let's move off into another game I want to speak on, man. I want to talk about the Bears and the Packers game. And before I get into what I want to say, what's your thoughts on that game?
What the fuck was that, bro? Honestly, like what? If you want to talk about football is a game of two halves, that's the definition right there, bro. Like I think they went into the locker room and swapped talents at halftime because everything that the Packers was doing in the first half, the Bears came out did in the second half. Like, bro, it was crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie, Jordan Love, he played coming off the concussion, coming out of concussion protocol. That was a damn good game, bro. But you got to close it. You got to close that game, bro. You got to.
For sure.
You got to break the pocket and run. You got to do something, bro. Because to fuck off a lead like that, bro, is insane. And shout out to Caleb Williams, man. I still think he's a wild case when it comes to playing quarterback. But maybe that's what makes him special. But I'm just not a fan of, the NFL street quarterback type of play style. I'm not like it comes to a time where you have to harness that, where you have to that talent. Like Caleb Williams reminds me of LaMelo Ball. Super talented, amazingly talented, bro. Can do all kind of wild shit, bro. But you gotta harness that energy, bro. Like Caleb Williams is becoming a quarterback that looks better off script than on script. And when your game is literally off script, then it's not sustainable because sometimes going off script, you're gonna fuck up. Eventually, you're gonna fuck up. And if it's let's say he makes it to the NFC Championship game and he tries to spin and break the pocket and makes that one wrong throw and it gets picked off and that's game, then he gets bitten ass, bro. They really just need to focus on his development as they need to help him see the field better, bro. Like someone needs to give him direction. Like Ben Johnson, great mind, great offensive coordinator, great coach, because he got the culture moving there. But someone needs to help him with direction, bro. Because I don't know, bro. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just not a fan of that play style. But I don't think it's sustainable or will win a Super Bowl. I know people want to say, "Oh, but Mahomes did it," but Andy Reid really locked in on Mahomes. He lets him play free, but Andy Reid has really gave him Mahomes direction. He turned him into a really good pocket quarterback because in Texas Tech, Mahomes would just run, break the pocket, scramble, throw off platform, flat footed. Now he still shows flashes of that in his game, but he's more of a controlled quarterback now. Like I don't know, man. If the Bears going to take that next step, that's what I need to see from Caleb Williams. But that was a really good game, man. Really good nail biter down to the wire. But Jordan Love, you got to close that, man. That one's on you. That game is on you.
Yeah, for sure. I think most on anything in the game is it falls in the lap of Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. And the reason I say Matt LaFleur is because the play calling just was not good. It just wasn't good, bro. Like, and it's not me sitting here trying to because I know if Mike was here, he'll probably sit there trying to make excuses from Jordan Love or whatever case. Jordan Love closed that game out pretty goddamn terribly on that last drive, no doubt about it. But again, when you out there, you running Josh Jacobs every 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, and you're getting nothing. At some point, you got to get off it, bro. At some point, you got to switch it up. Whether it's putting Emmanuel Wilson in the game for a change of pace, whether it's just putting the ball in your hands of a quarterback who you just gave the most expensive 4-year deal to, whether it's anything like that. But you cannot keep trying out there for the whole damn game, running Josh Jacobs for the first 2 downs of every other drive, thinking it's going to work when it hasn't worked all night. It's just idiocy. At that point, you're purposely calling a game that's not leading to a winning formula at that point. So that, for whatever reason, they just stuck with that, and that shit killed me. And listen, we all know the defense wasn't good. The defense without Michael Parsons giving them 28 points a game, it wasn't good. So it's like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and blame the defense for why they did what they did, because at the end of the day, the defense played a pretty solid game in that first half. Yeah, the second half wasn't pretty, but this is what you expected them to be. You knew you had to win this game by outscoring the Bears. You wasn't gonna get key stops. You knew that. So for them to go out there and blow the lead they had, I mean, it was 21-6. It was 21-6 going into the fourth quarter. And for whatever reason, the Packers just eased up, took their foot off the gas, and just let them rumble and stumble back into the game. And I for the life of God, just do not understand why teams do that. Like, bro, stick to what's been working, stay aggressive, and just close the game out. Like, I don't understand, man. But
It was definitely crazy, man. Definitely a crazy ass game.
yeah, for sure it was. But yeah, Jordan Love, he gonna need to redeem that one, man. He had a good game by all accounts in terms of the stats. But watching it, it wasn't. He did not close that game well. He made some key throws to get them down the field, but that fumble at the end, the delay of game that was costly after a time, like it's no, it can't happen.
Not to mention McManus, he fucked him over too.
Oh yeah, he missed. I think he missed what, 3 field goals?
And I think it was a field goal and 2 extra points.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, he gone. He ain't kicking in Green Bay no more.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. But speaking of not kicking someone no more, Jake Elliott gone too. But let's get off into that Philly and Niners game, which shocked me because I picked Philly to win that game. But before I let you go, Breeze, I want to say this. I think A.J. Brown has played his last snap as an Eagle. I think it's over. I think it's clear as day he does not want to be there. I think it's clear as day that Nick Sirianni is tired of the antics. He's tired of whatever he's been saying in the media, complaining. For him to go out there and play really the worst game of his career, if I'm being honest. That was the worst I've ever seen A.J. Brown ever play. And I'm not sitting here telling people Jalen Hurts went out there just absolutely played a fantastic game. He did it. But there were plays to be made. He had chances. He didn't make them. There are plays that could have been made that he just simply did not. And you paid him that money because know he's capable of making said plays. And for him to go into the locker room, I see y'all when I see y'all next offseason, whatever, and just leave. Don't talk to the media. Don't answer questions. Just go. Yeah, bro. Like, he's done. I think he's mentally checked out. But what's your thoughts though, Rich?
Yeah, I definitely think he's gone. But he got to hold some fault too, man, because them passes ain't dropped themselves. I blame play calling as well for not getting him involved until late in the game, because I think his first catch came in like the second quarter.
Yeah.
So it's like damn, man, it's cold out there. I'm out here just running and running and running and running and running, and then throw me a screen, call up a screen for me, dial up something, dial up a jet sweep, something. Even if I get tackled for negative yardage, like let me get incorporated into the game. But I think the problem in Philly is more players than actually coaching. Because I'm not gonna lie, I know we give Jalen Hurts slack. I mean, I know we give Jalen Hurts shit, but rightfully so. As you can see, he's not when it comes to processing beyond his first read, is not there. Maybe it's there and it's not been showing, but it's not there. When the running game isn't, when Saquon isn't going for 150 yards, it's not there. The offense is not clicking. When the line isn't arguably top 5 all time, it's not there. And honestly, they were supposed to steamroll the 49ers, because not only did they come in massive favorites, George Kittle went down. Fred Warner was supposed to be back. Fred Warner didn't come back. So they're playing against, no disrespect to the Niners, but they were playing against a practice squad defensively. And they were supposed to steamroll. But mind you, these are the last year's Super Bowl champions, the NFC East champions. They're supposed to be this dynasty. The roster is great, bro. Even with shortcomings on the offensive line and injuries and stuff, bro, that offense is still damn good.
It's a top 5 roster in the league.
Even with the injuries, it's damn good.
Yeah.
So when people try to put Jalen Hurts in these conversations of, the Josh Allens and the Patrick Mahomes of the world and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure they wish they had a roster like this. They wish, bro. Nobody can tell me that Patrick Mahomes on the Eagles wouldn't arguably go 15-2, bro. Nobody can't tell me that Josh Allen with Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert and their offensive line, even if it's banged up, wouldn't be great. People can't tell, because if you really look at it, bro, is Jalen Hurts really ever pressured in the pocket? Honestly, even when they bring the house, I never really see Jalen Hurts struggle in the pocket because he's rarely pressured, bro. Rarely. That line holds up. So when people try to tell me, "Oh, Joe Burrow can't play in that in that system," or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or even Lamar Jackson, bro, nobody in the NFL has a team like that, bro. Shout out to Jeffrey. What's the owner's name?
You was Jeffrey. Yeah.
Shout out to him. He put a hell of a roster together, offense and defensive. Cooper DeJean, Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, 2 first-team All-Pros.
Quinyon Mitchell, Reed Blankenship, bro, they got a hell of a roster.
Yeah, they do.
And if you put one of these top 5 quarterbacks on there, that's overkill. So a lot of this, bro, Jalen Hurts has to go into the offseason and really sit there and look. One, I don't know why they stopped drawing up design runs from him. 2, I don't know why. Because if you're going to make Jalen Hurts a drop back quarterback, I'm not scared. You need to put him in situations where he can, probably run a QB draw some play action up. It was I think it was more personnel, bro. I don't know what it was, bro. He's just sitting there like a sitting duck trying to be Peyton Manning or something, trying to be Tom Brady, trying to be drop back. That's never going to be his game, ever. But shout out to the 49ers, man. They went in there, like I said last podcast before the game, they're going in there with the wounded tiger mentality. We don't have nothing to lose. We're already banged up. Our best players are out of there. Bosa's gone. Kittle's gone. Fred Warner's gone. we're just gonna go out there and play hard. And what did they do? They went out there and they played harder, bro. They wanted to win and they got it. Shout out to the 49ers, man.
Yeah, another thing that I think we got to give credit to. I mean, I know a lot of people. The year removed from when they lost the Super Bowl again, a lot of people was calling for Kyle Shanahan's job, and I was one of the people that said, I think that'd be absolutely foolish if the 49ers fired Kyle Shanahan. And don't get me wrong, I understood where people were going and coming from with the sentiment of if this is what he's giving you, and he's showing he can't finish these games or these seasons, then you have to find someone who can. And I get it. The problem is how many coaches are consistently making the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship? I mean, that's you're like, this isn't a Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh situation. You're not letting go of a guy who is disappointing you for the last 10, 12 years. You're not letting go of a guy who got saved by a MVP quarterback like Lamar Jackson did for Harbaugh. And I told people Lamar saved Harbaugh's career because before Lamar got in the lineup, they missed the playoffs 3 straight years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's like this isn't that situation. We're talking about a guy, Kyle Shanahan, who has implemented multiple quarterbacks in a system where they all have not only played well, but thrived, winning games, winning playoff games, going to NFC championships, going to the Super Bowl. Like this is one of the 3 to 5 best head coaches in the league. You don't let that go. Like you try to figure out what the hell can you fix, and you keep going. That's what you do. So I want to give credit to Kyle Shanahan. He absolutely took his belt off and he put belt to ass to
he spanked the Eagles, boy.
The entire Eagles coaching staff. I mean, whether it's Nick Sirianni, whether it's Kevin Patullo, whether it's Vic Fangio, he literally took their lunch money that game because they were severely outcoached. It was terrible. So I think people just gotta give credit when the other team, simply put, is just more prepared and just coach better. Like I think coaching is something that people continuously downplay, and it needs to be stopped. So, and that's what I got, man. But hey, listen,
I agree with you, bro.
Let's speak on the games that's coming up on Saturday, man. Let's talk about Buffalo traveling to the Denver. And let's also speak on Seattle hosting the Niners, a division rivalry matchup for the 3rd time this year. So, what are your expectations, bro? Who you got winning? Let's start with the Buffalo and Broncos game.
One, is the moment going to be too big for Bo Nix? Is it? Like, do you think it's going to be too big for him?
I'm not a believer in Bo Nix, so I personally believe. I'm not gonna say he's gonna play bad, but I don't think he's gonna play well enough to win the game. Because when you're going against the Bills, listen, we know 17 taking the field is gonna be a long day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you at the bare minimum have to play well enough to at least be comparable. Because if you can't be that, you're losing the game. He's gonna put up 24 points. He's gonna get that regardless of who's in front of him. So if you can't get that, it's a loss. I mean, it's just that simple. And you know, the Broncos are dealing with injuries in the backfield. I think there's a possibility J.K. Dobbins can play. I don't know if he can or will, but there's a possibility. So they're going to have to run with Vaughn, the young guy they've been playing with. So the Bills secondary has been better, a lot better than what their front 7 has been in terms of playing the run. So if the Broncos can't run the ball, you're going to have to ask Bo Nix to make some plays to win the game. And do I believe he's capable of doing that? I do not think so.
Yeah, man. In those pressure situations, man, I'm rolling with the seasoned vet. Is Josh Allen healthy? Is he all right? Because Jacksonville, he took a couple. He was getting beat up Jacksonville game.
Yeah, he took some hits, but healthy or not, he's gonna be out there.
Concussion protocol, the pinky, the knee. I do expect Denver's defense to be a lot better than Jacksonville's. But at the same time, I do expect jitters from Bo Nix. So I think it'll be, man, a low scoring game, probably 17-14. Honestly, I'm leaning Buffalo.
Okay. I think about the same. I think it's going to be 2017 Buffalo. I think Buffalo takes it. I just simply think Josh Allen makes more plays than Bo Nix. I think that's what it comes down to, truthfully. But for the Seahawks and Niners game, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't think this shit is close. I mean, I
Sam
think,
Darnold out.
huh?
Sam Darnold out.
He out?
Yeah, orbital injury.
I seen the oblique injury, but I seen it was questionable. They said he's out.
I saw something that said he's on IR.
Oh no, I ain't see that. If Sam Darnold out, then I'll take the Niners. But if because I did not see that. But if Sam Darnold is playing and he's healthy enough to play, I think the Seahawks absolutely. I think they absolutely body slam the Niners. I'm not gonna lie, because that defense is just too goddamn good. It's high flying, Witherspoon, one of the better corners in the league in the nickel position. Kobe, you got Kobe Bryant, who's emerging as a good young player. You got a lot of teams. I mean, not a lot of teams. You got Leonard Williams, who's playing arguably his best ball of his career. And he's been in the league almost, I believe this is year 12 for him. So there's a lot of guys on that defense to game plan for and to be wary of. And I just don't know if the Niners have the firepower outside of CMC to compete with that.
No, I agree with you, bro. I definitely agree with you. But like I said, man, I think the 49ers, they're rolling, bro, and it's not because of talent. They're literally scrapping right now, bro. Like there is something about a team that's an underdog. Like, bro, for some reason they really play hard. Like they're playing tough, motivated basketball, bro. And I'm basketball, football, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful to watch, man. You
Yeah,
can
I mean,
see,
they got some young players that can play though. I mean, I know Stroud. I think his name's Stroud. The nickel corner they got, man, he can play.
you can see is some discrepancies. Like you can see, like they're limited talented. They're talently limited.
Yeah,
You can see like there's some players that just not good enough, but overall they're playing for each other. They're playing tough, and Robert Saleh got those boys fighting on defense, man. And Brock Purdy is to the point now where he's seen enough in the playoffs to where he's comfortable. Like he doesn't seem shell shocked by the moment anymore. If Sam Darnold plays, I think Robert Saleh he's gonna take a picture out of that Rams game against the Vikings. I think it was 2 years ago
yeah,
where they had Sam Darnold all over the place, bro. He was terrified.
yeah, for
But
sure.
I got the Seahawks because of that defense. But I think it'll be a low scoring game, bro. I really do think. I think he's gonna bracket JSN. He's not gonna let JSN go for like 150 or 200. I think he's gonna force Sam to actually play quarterback and not just spam JSN. So
Yeah, I mean, he got some other weapons over there, man. You know, they got the boy Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. They got Cooper Kupp. I know he's not what he used to be, but he still catch the ball. They tight end pretty damn good too. So I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, Kenneth Walker, for whatever reason, they be disrespecting that man. And but in terms of the other games, man, we got the Bears and Rams. Rams will be traveling to Chicago. Who you got there?
I'm gonna take the Rams.
Okay. I like the Rams too, but I will say this. I think Chicago can make it interesting. And
For
I
sure.
think they can make it interesting because I think the Rams defense is good, but I don't think it's fundamentally sound. I think when they play off script, they're terrible. And that's what we were just saying. that's what Caleb Williams thrives in, is the off script ad lib plays. So it's like when they got to stick to a man and hold out for another 2 to 3 seconds in the secondary, or whatever the case may be, or if Jared Verse and Byron Young are not making it to the quarterback quick enough, it's going to be a long day. But I do think the Rams offense is that prolific, because I told y'all this before, man. I think Puka Nacua is arguably the best receiver in the league as it stands this season. So it's gonna be a long day for Bright and Jalen Johnson, because Devontae Adams coming to town with Puka is gonna be a tough day. But at the same time, bro, it's like
it's Matt Stafford, man.
Stops.
It's Matt Stafford, man. You done seen everything there is to see.
For sure. Matt Stafford, I'm honestly happy for him, because he was getting a bad rep in Detroit, man. People just thought Matt Stafford was just this stat pattern. Nah.
But honestly, what Matt Stafford are we getting? Because if he pull up and do that same shit he was doing in Carolina,
he closed that game well, though. That game when the drive was big.
If he pull that shit against Chicago, if they let Chicago linger around,
yeah, they'll lose the game.
They'll lose it.
To Carolina's credit, though, Bryce Young probably played the best game I've ever seen him play.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
He played the best game I've ever seen him play. He was let down by a lot of people in that game. Xavier Legette, what's the rookie they got this year, the receiver?
Tet.
Tet. Yep, not Tet. No, it was another guy. It was
Jimmy Horn.
Jimmy Horn Jr. Yep. They let him down, bro. It was like 3 key drop passes they had, dog, and they let him down, dog. He played a hell of a game, dog, and I gotta give him his credit, man, because I honestly thought that game was gonna be a blowout, and I gotta give the Panthers and Bryce Young specifically his credit. He played a damn good game,
bro. The spread was like 13 points.
Yeah, it was. He played a damn good game, boy. Damn good.
A lot of parlays, boy, but matter of fact, hey, shout out Bryce Young. I appreciate you woofing that last throw, because I took Matt Stafford under rushing yards, bro. He had a touch push for a first down, and that last knee he took cleared my parlay. So shout out to the Panthers, man. I appreciate y'all, boys.
Hey, always good to win some money, boy.
I'm trying to
there's the last game. This, honestly, I think this is the most compelling game to me, the most interesting. The Texans and the Patriots. You got immovable force. I mean, immovable object meaning unstoppable force, essentially, because you got the Texas defense that is essentially just monstrous at this point. Like this team is slowly but surely approaching historic levels of greatness in terms of defensive prowess.
Hey.
Like they're that for real.
Did you hear when I told Mike? I said if CJ Stroud don't tighten up, it's gonna start looking like that 0-1 Ravens team.
Yeah,
he said I was fucking crazy.
Hey man, listen, they are playing phenomenal on that back end.
I'm telling you, bro. I said, bro, this defense is carrying the fuck out this team. You're like, nah, it's nothing like the 0-1 Ravens. I'm like, bro, it's looking just like the 0-1 Ravens.
That was as 0-1 2000 Ravens as it gets. That game against the Steelers.
I'm like, bro, like, come on, bro. CJ Stroud is doing his best Trent Dilfer impression, bro. Shout out Trent, but like this shit is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, he was horrible.
Stroud don't even have to be all pro. He don't even have to go out there and throw 5 touchdowns, bro.
He just gotta be decent.
That's it. Davis got to be Davis Mills, bro.
If he could be decent, they'll win more games than not. Because that defense is just, they're killing shit. Like to say the least. I mean, you got two all pros on the ends of Will Anderson and another guy who I think is highly underrated, and Danielle Hunter. He's putting together like a Mike Evans kind of career for a defensive end, because he's literally on a historic pace for sacks, and no one is talking about it. Like literally nobody mentions it. And so it's just crazy to me. And then you get to the secondary. I mean, you got Petrie, you got Kamani Lassiter, you got Derek Stingley, who many believe is the best corner in the league. Reggie Bullock playing well. So it's like,
and Henry To'o, Aziz Shire, bro. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they playing well. I mean, Sheldon Rankins even revitalizing his career over there. So it's like, it's some guys over there, man, that's gonna make it tough. But then, like I said, with the Patriots, like I know Drake May did not play a good first half by any metrics, but when you look at that second half, when I posted the numbers, dog, he played damn good that second half against a damn good defense. It's like he got his footing under him. The lights wasn't as bright. The moment wasn't as big. It's like he just let the game come back to him naturally. He took advantage of it. So this game will be tough, Breeze. But I'm gonna let you call it first, bro. Who you got taking it?
I'm gonna definitely roll with the Patriots because as good as the Texans defense is, the offense still got to score. And the Patriots slowly, they aren't an elite defense, but they're a cohesive unit. They don't have star power, that much star power on the defense, but they have a system to max out the best abilities of everybody they got. Um, what I'm interested in seeing is like I don't know if you remember when I was talking to Mike in the chat, I was telling him that if Aaron Rodgers was smart, he would break out that pocket. Because the past couple of weeks, bro, he's been breaking and running. Mobile quarterbacks, they always give the Texans hell. Like I watch the Texans religiously because they're in my division. When they play the Chargers, Justin Herbert always breaks on them because D'Amico Ryan doesn't play with a spy. I think he's that confident in his pass rush and his linebackers and his back end that he doesn't play with a spy. Josh Allen, when he played against them and they had 8 sacks on Josh Allen still made timely runs to get to that last. It was a last second play where I think the ball got tipped and it got picked that last game against the Bills. And they're winning games by scraping by. Granted, they beat the shit out the Steelers, but that was more defense than offense. So I think D'Amico is gonna have to. They're really gonna have to account for Drake May's leg because he showed he'll run. He'll break out and he'll run. So, are you gonna switch it up? Are you gonna play with a spy? I think Stephon Diggs, he was there last year with the Texans, so I think he has like a little familiarity with the DBs there. I think maybe he knows how to attack, and maybe that'll be a good deal for Drake May. He can hey, they have these tendencies, or they like to guard this way, or they like to play physical. Like I really think the difference between the defense of the Texans and the defense of the Patriots is the same difference between the offense of the Patriots and the offense of the Texans, if you get me. So
Really? You think the gap is that wide?
I think the Patriots offense is more cohesive and better clicking and more productive than the Texans offense.
No, I'm talking about the defense. I get the offense, but the Patriots got a pretty damn good unit.
I mean, yeah, they got a pretty damn good unit, but the Texans are really star-studded, bro.
Yeah,
really star-studded, really cohesive playing for each other. And then plus I think Gonzo banged up, right?
He is. He got a concussion.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So without Gonzo,
yeah, we're gonna see if I think he practiced today though, so we're gonna see. But Nico didn't practice.
So and look, so you really trust that offense with no Nico?
I mean, listen, if they could get what they got out of Christian Kirk again, because I think Christian Kirk could play. I just think
For sure.
he's dealing with bad quarterback play the last couple of years. Because he was with Kyler Murray when Kyler Murray was on the back end of his spectacular seasons. Went to the Jags with Trevor Lawrence. We all know Trevor Lawrence has not been good. And, C.J. Stroud this season, who by all means has taken a significant step back. So I just think he's been a product of bad situations. I think Christian Kirk could play, though. But Nico Collins for sure is the difference maker on that team. There's no doubt about it at all. And if Christian Gonzalez can't go, though, it's going to be huge for the Patriots because when he's not out there, that secondary is just not the same. I mean, Carlton Davis, most penalized corner this year, I believe. You got safety play that's okay at best. So it's like without Gonzo, like you really are depleted in that secondary. Now you got Marcus Jones playing on the boundary. That's not really his game. So it's gonna be a tall task. But at the end of the day, they got to be able to win one-on-one matchups because the Patriots gonna play man. They're gonna go man across the board. They're gonna dare you to beat them. especially a guy like CJ Stroud right now who has been struggling. So they're gonna send pressure. Harold Landry, Kevon Chason, Milton Williams, and these dudes, they're going to be in your face the whole game. So it's like, are you going to be able to make the plays though?
Yeah, honestly, bro, the Texans offensively, I don't think they have shit to scare the Patriots defense. Offensively, the Texans are yeah. Like it's so lopsided, bro. Like how? Like damn, bro. I get so pissed off about it because they're really wasting an elite defense, bro. This is an all-time. This is gonna be like people are gonna be talking about the Texans defense this year, bro. Like
Yeah,
it's
they
crazy.
they they're that good. Yeah, they're that good.
So how the fuck like CJ Stroud? What the fuck, bro? Like, come on. All you have to do is just not be ass. And somehow you're finding a way to be ass.
Mm.
But it's crazy, bro. I wish my team had that defense. I wish.
Yeah, but who you telling, boy? But hey, listen, man. So for me, I'm gonna roll with the Patriots, man. I think the Patriots will. I think Drake May will ultimately find another week, another way to find one or two plays to help close out the game and win the game. Whether it's setting up a game when the field goal again, the last minute touchdown within the last 40, 50 seconds of the game, whatever the case may be. I believe the Patriots will find a way to squeeze out a victory, though. Excuse me, but I will say this: I wouldn't be shocked if the Texans did win this game off the strength of their defense again. Because, like I said, that Patriots offensive line did not look good against the Chargers last week. It didn't. And then now you got Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter coming to town with these guys. It's gonna be a long night, bro. It's gonna be a long night. But that's what I got, man.
Bro,
But
Jesus Christ, bro. The Spurs are beating the Bucks 104-69.
yeah, Giannis done, bro. Like I said,
What
but
the
and that's gonna be it for the show tonight, man. We're gonna save the last segment for the next episode since it's just us two on here. But hey, before we head out, man, y'all be sure for those who did tune in. We had 30 some people in here at one point. I always appreciate the viewers, man. I always appreciate y'all. Y'all be sure to hit like, subscribe on the channel, man. Be sure to follow on all platforms. LastWord Productions is the handle across every platform. Doesn't matter the platform. And hey, listen, soon, next week, we will be starting up 2 episodes per week. It will be Wednesday and Thursday, 8:30 Eastern time, just like how it is on Thursdays now, as well as the fact that there will be chances to win prizes from the show itself, whether it's apparel, whether it's even some kind of signed basketball, football, anything of that nature, some kind of merch. So for those who are interested in that, y'all just go ahead. One way you can get it, you got to subscribe to the channel, do a raffle for the subscribers. We're going to get into it. But Breeze, got anything you want to add before we head out?
Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Remember, like T said, man, Wednesdays and Thursdays, 8:30. Check the handle out, Last Word Production on all platforms, man. We appreciate y'all, man.
For sure. All right, my boy. I'll see
All
you
right,
later,
bro.
bro.
Yup.